Hi guys, James here at Miss Soul Car Finance. Over the last few months, we've been approached a lot by other claims companies, solicitors, private individuals, etc., just trying to get our input with regards to where all the claims are going, where Miss Soul Car Finance sits, where the Supreme Court is, what the FCA decision is going to be, and all these sort of factors. So really, over that period, we've done some consultancy, a couple of joint ventures, and we've been in doing some audits in some of the companies. One of the finance companies asked us to go in and do an audit for them as well. So we've been doing a lot of work in the background, pending the Supreme Court and then the outcome of the FCA. So what we're saying is we're quite happy to, if anybody's involved, whether it be, solicitors, claims companies, individuals, funders, investors, whatever, we're quite happy to have that consultation or that chat. We're happy to go down, whether it be anywhere in the UK, pretty much. We'll either have that, in-house, or we can do it remotely, whatever. But we've certainly built up our relationship with the finance companies and all the manufacturers, etc. Seems a bit strange, but the bottom line is, it's the old thing, isn't it? Know your enemy. So we know them a lot better and they now know us. And the whole reason behind that is the reality is we've all got to move forward. We've all got to make a living and our customers need to be paid. That's simple as that. That's what's in the background for myself. Customers need to be paid and max that out for them. So really when it comes to the payouts, we are positioning ourselves to be at the front of the queue. And that's just through relationships, knowledge of their systems, exactly how they are working. And this was one of the things that we introduced. The DCA, we introduced this way back in January and we launched it around about March or April, whatever. So this is live. We've been doing this for some time now, and it's literally allowing the customers, the clients, to run their claims completely free of charge with no fees. And the reality is, I firmly believe the customers 100%, and you will understand when you start seeing what we do, 100% they need a good claims company or a fantastic solicitor, whatever. They need somebody who understands all this stuff. That's the bottom line, and has got access. So this is the sort of solicitors pack or the claims pack that we supply to the client. So it gives all your finance, it'll give you all the payment profile that you've made over that period. So there's no, discussion as to, oh, did you have a claim, did you not? We've got all the facts, and you'll see what we do. This is our finance forensics. Pause the video later on, have a wee look at all these areas that we work on. There are companies that don't even know how to do half the stuff we do, and that's the truth. For example, at BCA Auction, how would they know how to get into BCA Auction, check previous stock, which we've got access to, the finance companies that are behind it, where the cars came from. There's so much stuff that we do, which is just because of motor trade knowledge. This is amazing. Could you imagine getting all your claims, you know exactly where you stand? That is £150. That's what the solicitors paid us for that. And we'll provide all that to you, the estimated claim value, all the information, whether it's hidden commissions. And this is one of the things that a lot of the companies that contacted us, they just maybe didn't understand the technicality behind all the finance deals, the DCAs, the higher commissions, etc., how it all was set up. So we've produced this for the clients, and in turn a lot of the solicitors and claims companies are really sort of latching onto that. So we're going to be working with a lot of them. We're more than happy to work with whoever. If you want to approach us, you can email us, whatever, and we can have a wee chat. So we call it Solicitors Pack. This was the letter of claim we got through Volkswagen and stuff like that. Again, this was all the links to the major outcomes of some of the cases. FOS, I read, like today, early on in the morning, I read about the 60-page again of the FOS, the DCA, way back in January last year. Every time you read it, you're going to find another wee bit of information, another wee nugget. And we've certainly been using that today for some other stuff. With ourselves going into the solicitors, the claims companies and stuff like that, we've been doing that for the last 10 years, indirectly. And what's happened is we've trained a lot of their people. We've been involved in developing their systems and the processes, etc. and also gathering data and how to use our data, store it and utilize it, to maximum effect. So we've built processes for some of the big solicitors, claims companies, etc. We're quite happy to go in, assist, people involved in the industry just now, because I think it's very complex and they really need to be on their game. And I'm just trying to demonstrate the amount of tools that we've got available to us, to do all the calculations. Like, this is a whole of life cost that we have, and it's just nice. We've got cap, valuation. We've then got future values and stuff like that. But I'll show you a couple of wee tricks in this, which you can see how it becomes invaluable, and why, if you were buying a car, you want to know, P11D values, the cost per mile. So this is giving you everything, a full breakdown. It's again very much motor trade system. I've had this for years, but it gives you everything on that car. This is an Audi, I think it's the Black Edition Tech Pro. So just to give you a sample, it's a 50 grand car, and it gives you miles per gallon, all your CO2, your tax, which is getting ridiculous on all cars. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not right, but just ramping up the tax and trying to get everything into electric cars and stuff like that, but not providing the stuff that we need for electric cars. So back to the Audi, P11D value, cost new is nearly 50,000. But the beauty of all these systems, it gives me the residual value. So after that, I think we did this in at 3 years and 10,000 mile per annum. The residual value is £21,000. So the depreciation that is 28,000. So you just need to, bear all these costs in mind, and it gives you, the company fuel costs, SMR, gives you all your cost of tax, etc., your road tax and everything, road fund license. So if there's any more information on that, but that's the sort of systems we're working. We can provide all this information to yourselves, to the customers if they're doing their own claims or whatever. And this is where a lot of the finance companies will try to trip everyone up. We know that for a fact. So I think we've got to be ahead of the game, providing all this information on this system as well. If somebody's wanting to buy a car, you can put in a car, and then it will give us a list of all the other cars that are in that kind of price range, the cost per mile. So don't be confused with the retail prices. There's a lot of other factors that will give you, if it's good residuals, you might get a lower monthly figure. We'll explain all that in other videos, but again, you've just got to understand the cost of the car is new, the depreciation and all the other associated costs, and even like arrangement fees and stuff like that, which was all quite confusing with the finance companies. We've been speaking to them about that and about a lot of the confusion that's going on with the customers with regards to financing and into dealerships. Big question, why us? Hopefully that should be obvious, but 35 years experience, nobody will touch us in the combination of the Missile Car Finance, 35 years background, lived and breathed the finance industry, the car industry, was a major buyer, attended all the auctions, took all the big risks and everything else. So I know what it's all about, and I was, corporate entertainment with all the finance companies. We were, some of their top operators for the finance companies. So we had good relationships and a good understanding. Again, you wouldn't be serious if you hadn't owned all the websites. We've got Missile Car Finance, Audi PCP, BMW, Jaguar, Land Rover, Mercedes, and we've got our legal and claims group and stuff like that as well. This was all the marketing we've been doing for years, like that. Martin Lewis, he was just a young kid when I was cutting my teeth in the motor trade and stuff like that. But we've been at this, the missold car finance, and I think you'd said it was a new PPI. We'd said that about 5 years ago, so it was quite interesting when we played back the two videos, and we had said it 5 years previous or whatever. So what we say, if you're looking to, claims company, solicitors, just needing a hand or wanting somebody of, my own caliber coming in, helping out and having a wee look at the business, where the potential is, some of the stuff that we've had success with, where we see the claims going, and the quickest way, because as I say, we're building the relationships here because we really want to be at the front of the queue for the sake of our customers and for the sake of, any business associates that we're working with. We want to make sure we're at the front of the queue, getting our customers, their remuneration nice and quick. So if you can, just contact us, you can email us in and we can have a wee chat about that. But I think this call, you know, if you contact, it could be worth it, as you know, absolutely millions, you know, so there's no doubt about it. You know, there's been millions have been made already, and there's a lot of money. There's between 9 and 18 billion still to come back out. So we all need to be well positioned for that, but we need to be working on it now. In the same way yourselves, if you've got a business or you're even looking at investment or you want to get involved in this side of the business, then we can get you set up and we can do all the systems and processes for you. So, you know, we've got, let's say, 10 years experience at the forefront of all the claims, and you'll probably see by all the content we do, whatever, we know what we're about and there's nobody touches us on it. So please feel free to reach out, and you can go back through the video, pause at certain bits. There's quite a lot of information in there that you can just work through and you'll see exactly what we're all about. But it would be lovely to hear from you, and thanks very much for taking the time to watch the video. Thank you.